Episode 32. Another episode. We back with the jump off. I'm happy to be here. A joy, a pleasure. Episode 32. How y'all doing? How's everybody doing? How's everybody's mental? Because sometimes I wonder what is mentally going on. Where do I start? I don't think a lot of people really love God as much as they say they do. I don't think people really love themselves as much as they act like they do on the internet and have self-care routines. I feel as though some of y'all don't know the scriptures. You're not studying the scriptures. A lot of people are prophesying and don't have no business laying hands on people. Y'all not studying the scriptures. Y'all not really looking within yourselves and studying the word. And a lot of times, I think that it's confusion around who Jesus is. It's confusion around everything, everything right now. But specifically when it comes to the Bible, I get to really open my eyes during prayer when I hear some of y'all talk. Cause I be cool until some of y'all start talking about certain things. And when I look at, for example, the Bible, the way that y'all bash people and marginalized and in different communities. I think, for example, two women together, two men, one woman together in terms of a marriage or two women and God, like whatever. I feel that nothing about you or nothing about what you do and the standards that you live by and your relationship with God has nothing to do with me. And everybody makes everybody else's business their business. A lot of times people not studying the scriptures, and how I know it's because y'all selective in the love that y'all walk in. I don't like how y'all don't like lesbian relationships. I don't like how y'all have an issue with people in the trans community. I don't mind. I don't care about what y'all do at home. But when you bring your issues and you bring your energy onto the internet, that's where it's a problem. Whatever you're doing, even outside the internet, all right, that's between you and the God you serve. But I don't not only like it that y'all don't study the scriptures. I know y'all don't because you speaking on things, and I think the Bible in and of itself, I feel like the King James version of the Bible has been chopped and screwed so many times that I don't even know if that's where the Bible originates from. I don't know if that was the first cut and then it was like cut down from there. But this is why I say I feel like study the scriptures. And this is why you got to have a good understanding, not just what Christianity is or whatever. I feel like we don't have relationships with God. And if we did have those relationships, then it wouldn't be so much division and so many disputes over my belief versus yours. I don't care what they doing in Zimbabwe. I don't care what y'all doing. It does not matter to me because we might not be serving the same God. We might not be. But I'm not going to speak to who you serving to. I'm not going to speak to nothing that I'm not going to speak to your business or your God. I ain't going to speak to none of that. But I will say, it's for me and my God. God, I know the Bible. And I'm studying and continuing to learn it. But I'm not bashing nobody who don't know as much as me. And I'm certainly not doing things that I feel like are what the Bible is saying. But I'm bashing people, telling people that they going to hell or they thought they gonna come reincarnated as some type of bug. You speaking on something that you don't have business speaking on, but you also speaking hatred and you ain't speaking love. Then what is it that you doing? Because God ain't call you here to be in nobody's business. That you can't tell me that where somebody ends up or their destiny got anything to do with you. And that's where things get real murky. It's like, why are you speaking on? Maybe that's the thing. Because people don't know the Bible, they go around spitting facts and information that Honestly, I don't understand the issue that a lot of y'all have with people that don't necessarily relate to you. You don't have to relate to somebody to respect them. And I don't know where the disrespect, what the purpose in that is. I don't get that. Because they believe in something, some type of higher authority, and you believe in something. So God forbid, like y'all be saying, the word of God says, and these people, like, God did not make you the judge, the jury, or the bailiff. So whatever it is that you don't understand, maybe it's not meant for you to understand. Maybe the same rules and tools don't apply. Maybe it is that you're not supposed to be focused on them. But God didn't give you them answers. He didn't give you the time to even waste your energy on figuring out those answers. You worried about the wrong stuff. And when I talk about worried about the wrong stuff, is, man, some of y'all don't know the Bible, so you really are talking about the wrong stuff. And it's just too much hate right now. I don't understand how it's this much hate and this much talk about. What are we talking about? Spitting words of hatred and division, but calling it and making it seem as though it's justifiable based on the things that you learn based on your version of the Bible that you don't even know your version of the Bible apart from or in comparison to the New Living Translation, to the NIV, to the King James Version. Like, and you understanding the scriptures, your relationship, I don't care about your destiny, don't have nothing to do with me. But I think it's really unfortunate that people think that they can take what they learned and take the things that they were told and things that they was, what they call it, indoctrination. Like, you taking the things that, just shut up. That's really it. Because if you're not educated on my subject, then you should not be, and you should not be, if you're not educated here, it does not make sense to you. Well, you don't have to give me words. I don't care. And y'all care too much. And it's weird to me too. The way y'all slice and dice. I think it's weird that they sliced and diced the Bible as many times as they did, because it begs the question on what it is that we supposed to even believe in. Sometimes I wonder, why do they say certain things in the house of God? And other times I feel like I'm talking to a group of people who speak in a different language, or certain things. It's just like, I don't know. The Bible in and of itself, to me, you have to study it, but it's also like you got to have an understanding outside the Bible. Everything, you got a lot of spiritual, obviously, but it's not just about spirituality. I think people need to, is like, have an understanding of everything, and don't speak on what you don't have an understanding of. That literally is dumb. And I don't like that it's so much talk about self-care and love and walking in love, but y'all not walking in love. Y'all not walking. Mary said, I'm walking. Y'all are not walking. And what they say in that song, can't be selectively loving God and serving. You can't be selective. God ain't call you to be part-time. Or even be like, what be the issue? And it's funny because a lot of, obviously, what people know comes from their level of understanding what they was taught. So of course, we're not gonna speak the same language. We don't read the same notes. We wasn't under the same teaching, or we was under, like, no, we wasn't under the same teaching. You did not go to my Bible study class. I did not go to your prayer meeting. Why? Because we in different, what we do ain't got nothing to do with each other. And I feel like people might believe in God, but how people act, it don't line up with just basic principles. Y'all don't be living by principle. You ain't really moving in a way that is with, like, in accordance. Like, just being a hater, just being weird, just being negative, I don't like it. And y'all doing stuff that I'm sure God wouldn't approve of. Y'all doing stuff and being the type of people that you don't want to be. Y'all doing the type of stuff that is sacrilegious. God ain't called you to judge nobody who's in a lesbian relationship. Nobody has called you to be a deacon of somebody else's sexuality. It does not matter to you because you might not have your own stuff in order. And that's weird to me. You speaking on everybody else's business, but the business that you want to work on, where is the math? And it's not trigonometry. It's really simple. Just shut up if you ain't got nothing to say. Nothing to say. You was not there when Peter and Job was there stepping. And even if you was, you still don't have no business. You not standing at the gates in front of Peter. Nothing about what anybody else is doing or their life or their business. It should not be your business. It should not even be your thought process. And I think the weird thing is weird to not know the scriptures and to be weaponized in the Bible like they did in the King James Version times. It's weird to me. It's weird for me. It's weird to me. And if you don't know, like I said, just don't say nothing. You like can study other translations, you whatever it is, but you only gonna know what you gonna know. So don't worry about them. Don't worry about how God is blessing them. Don't worry about what God is doing for them. I don't care what God is doing for you. You know why? Because that ain't gonna bless me. And that's not me being in alignment and in accordance with what God called me to do. I don't care about what y'all doing. I don't care about what that timeline say. Timeline jumping, ironically, you jumping into different dimensions. You jumping into different realms. You jumping into things that ain't got to do with you. So, talk about quantum leaping, you need to be thinking forward in terms of what you want your future to look like. And if you focus on what my future might look like, you are missing the mark of the prize of the high calling. There is literally a prize. There's a prize. You got to come up. We got to come up in our thinking. We got to come up in our understanding. We got to come up in the way that we talk to other people. If you don't know the scriptures, that's cool because everybody is not. But again, you don't have to speak on what you don't understand. And you don't have to hate somebody else because they come or are from a different part of they might be within like your area, but what does that say? Well, even that, like somebody, people that's near or far, just shut up because you don't even know. You haven't even read Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans, Philippians, 1st or 2nd Corinthians, 1st or 2nd Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth. 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Lamentations, Ezekiel. Pause. Matthew, Mark, John, Acts, Romans. I know John, Jude, and Revelation. You ain't got to know that. I don't even know if some of y'all know what that is. But you don't have to be speaking about the book of Exodus when you like. You've read one chapter of one book of Psalms and you think that you can decide on somebody's fate based on what you read in the 6th chapter of Revelations. It don't be clocking because y'all be talking about everything. It's just like, even what you think you know, you don't know. A lot of us have religious hate and spiritual conviction and confusion because we was taught things that don't make sense now, or we was taught things that never made sense and that was passed down generationally. We were taught things that literally were necessary for people that came before us for them to survive. And it's a certain level of understanding that as you grow in Christianity and as things go on, you learn to experience what spirituality is in different ways. You learn to understand that there are different things that go into life apart from Christianity. This is why I feel like people are closed-minded, because everything you do is based on one little part of what you read, of what you was told. You can't think beyond your think tank. You can't think beyond what somebody told you. Y'all don't be thinking. And don't speak on what somebody else was taught. Don't speak on where somebody else comes from. Just don't speak. It'd be a lot better if certain people just didn't talk. And again, God didn't call you to my ministry. God don't want you doing what I'm doing. So you don't have to worry about what that is. You don't have to worry about. Don't judge what you don't understand. And that's really it. Because that's not just church. That's not just religion. That's a lot of things. That's people's, like judging people based off where they are mentally. Judging people based off where you see them. Judging people. Why are y'all so judgmental? What's that about? It doesn't clock for me. Jealousy doesn't make sense to me. Being judgmental doesn't make sense to me. It's not within my frequency or aura. Because why? What am I gonna be mad at you for? What do I care about? What I got to be jealous of? God giving me my own everything. I would that I didn't know some things about y'all. But again, you selective. I feel like y'all selective in how you serve God. You selective in the things that God is telling y'all. Like y'all swear God be talking to y'all, but y'all be talking to everything else but God. Strange fruit that is. You talking to everything in the world, everybody, every person, but you're not going to source. You're not going to source. You're not going to source. Looking at everything external to heal what is within you that you cannot heal. Why is that? What is the issue? A lot of people need to get to healing too. Because if you heal what you have been through and you heal the person that is within you, you'll be able to show it better in the road. But a lot of y'all not healed. So you are damaged and you trying to man, just shut up. Cause there's no reason to be judgmental. There's no reason to go around bitter. There's no reason to not be of support to others. There's no reason. Because what do you think is gonna happen with you, and how do you think you're gonna be blessed, and what you think is gonna happen? What's the point of that too? Like, what is the benefit of not supporting people and being jealous of somebody that's having something that you ain't got or that you're not working for? That really bothers. That really used to bother me. It used to really bother me. All out, be supportive. Don't judge others. Don't judge what you don't understand. Imagine how many different cultures and people that exist. Not just the people in your 5,000 square foot home. It's a bigger world outside your brain, outside of where you are. And if you really think about it, I don't want to be like everybody. I don't want to necessarily, like, people have different morals. People got a different understanding. People are taught different things. People live in different places. You just need to worry about you. And if you did that, I promise you would have no time to worry about anybody else because you would be your priority and you'll be in alignment. And it's like I said, we need to talk to God more. I've been saying that and I'm having to do that. I'm having to learn and remember, okay, how am I going to get here if I don't? Or how's this going to work? And you can't really understand those things and what to change if you're not talking to God anyway. And to be talking to God would mean that you don't need to be debating somebody else based on the God they serve, on if they serve in the same God as you. It's really not your place. It's not your calling. So just don't speak. Just respect. Like you could just be respectful. You just either be quiet or just be respectful and don't say anything. Because imagine somebody judging you based on what you was taught, based on where you come from, based on what you love or what you feel. It's dumb. So stop being dumb. Be considerate of others. Be the person that you want somebody to literally be to you or be, you know? So I think those are important things to remember and consider as we go into continuing to evolve as a society. We need to continue to evolve for where we are now. Be in the present, but we're not going to get further ahead if we got a small way of thinking. I can't get further if I'm jealous of you. I can't get to where I'm going if I'm looking to everybody else, asking them what to do about what I'm doing or asking them what they did about what they did to get where they at. I don't care. Stop caring about everybody else's business. Stop critiquing everybody when God didn't call you to critique them. And God ain't calling nobody to be critical. That's why I don't know how judges be doing it. You must have 5 therapists. Because how is God calling you to be a judge? Judges, you know what I'm saying? But that's an interesting job. Because, again, God ain't call you to be nobody's judge or jury. You don't even have you under control. But you have all the time to be trying to dictate what is life, and what it is somebody needs to be doing. You worried about somebody else that's in a lesbian relationship when in reality, I don't think homosexuality was incorporated into the Bible until around 1943. So I wonder where y'all get y'all information from. And if somebody would like to Google that and come back to me, that's cool. But I know for sure it was around 1943. And for me that's strange because so many things that were done that are not talked about or that were not put in the Bible, please believe and understand when books are revised, when they go through changes and they go through rewrites, I mean, I wonder what that must have looked like back then when they was determining what people's lives was going to look like 2,000 years later when they was trying to control what it was to be human. Because what is being human? I think people are out of touch with that. I think it's so easy for people to discredit others. It's so easy to be hateful because there's so many people like that around you. But it would be way better. It would be way better if people learned to respect others because that's what you can be judged on. And I won't be the one to judge you, but some you will get judged for that because what you do is what you get back. And you might be really judged based on who you playing with and what it is you're doing. So none of this and what y'all do is my business, but this is my microphone, and I think people need to be more accountable. Cause I don't understand why people judge people's lives anyway. What you got to do with their house? What do you have to do with anything other than you? That's why you can't focus. That's why your mind is confused and cloudy. It's like you ain't just focused on others, but you being negative and you being hateful. Who be raising y'all? It don't be making sense to me. Then you need to think about, man, what type of children are we raising? What type of morals and standards are we setting for them? How are we expecting them to grow up? We popping out a lot of kids. We don't have a lot of understanding of who we are or who we are engaging with. So what are we passing on to the next generation? We raising tablets, raising the kids who can't read, because some of us ain't reading. I wish we all had handheld versions of the encyclopedia. Because oh my gosh, I don't know. We need Webster. We need Merriam and Webster. Oh God, we need Merriam. We need to bring back the line paper with the two solid lines and the dots that look like a street. We really need to bring back the basics and reading out loud. Oh gosh, I wish when knowledge was actually something people seeked after. I wish people actually tried to be smart rather than ignorant behind screens. I wish people learn how to shut up more than they talk because 10% of what they talk is what somebody said, and 90% is what they just choosing to be ignorant about. I laugh and I joke, but some people, some of these things apply to. That being said, I want the best for everybody, but we gotta want the best for ourselves. And ultimately, nobody can choose how you show up. Nobody can make your decisions. And ultimately, like I said in the last episode, be the person that you want to see in this world. Or you want everybody to be going through hell because you putting them through hell. Because what you doing to one person, you doing to everybody. Because you ain't gonna treat me no different than you treat people you raw dogged over there. Like, that's just where I'm at with that. I want people I want the best for everybody, but dang, I want people to wake up and realize that they gotta be the best version, or they gotta like, you ain't got nothing to say. Like I said, bro, don't say nothing. And if you think that somebody is supposed to be something to you, and you got your hand out and you not giving back, I mean, I don't really know what's to be said about that, but it's not nothing good. Because again, reciprocity, I mean, I feel like I'm saying the same thing. However, maybe I need to keep saying it. And to people who just keep giving, codependence. Because people will take and take and take and take. You have to stop giving. Stop being afraid to say no. Stop being afraid to tell them you don't have it. And if they ask you, I got $10,000. I seen you had made $10,000 last week. You ain't got no money to pay my DCE bill. Nah, I got that money for something else. I don't have to give you nothing. A lot of times you ain't gonna get that money back. Can I borrow it? I'm gonna give it back. No, they not. And if it is something that's a gift, okay, cool. But a lot of times people get money, they get stuff, and it's like gifts is one thing. People being honest with they being the person that their word is another. But I don't know. I feel like just if you're gonna genuinely give somebody something, give it from a place of love. And if you genuinely don't have it, don't give it out. And if you don't want to give it because you really want to, then don't give it out of a weird place, because that's weird too. Because then it's like you giving, but you giving for a backhand reason. And then you have weird. It's like, stop giving and expecting something. Stop giving. Stop just taking. But also stop saying yes. Stop saying yeah. Because it's good to say no. It's like you don't have to sit in a hot room if you don't want to. Like, you can say no to going to the store. You can say no to going to the library. You can say no to going to Chicago. You can say no to brushing your teeth. You can say no to whatever it is you want to. But don't be upset or frustrated when you see that you're not getting the treatment you deserve because you choosing poor treatment. That's it. I think I'm saying it. Yeah. If you see you ain't being treated right, and you see you going on 6 months, 8 months, 2 months dealing with the same stuff, it's like you have to learn. You drowning, you sure gotta know how to start swimming. Or it's like, am I saying that right? Maybe I'm not saying that right. Yeah, I mean, if you drowning and you giving and giving and giving, then you have to at some point stop and realize, okay, this is a great some type of dynamic, but it's not reciprocal in this way. Am I saying that right? Yeah. If you see it ain't no reciprocity, bro, run. Skate. Because that gets to causing people to be bitter, and that gets to negatively affecting relationships. So you can avoid it if you pull the plug, because it's gonna be negatively affected whether you pull the plug or you keep going and you get mentally tapped out. But that's just me. Because that's for me in my house. I'm gonna say no. I don't care if you see me with a $50,000 check. I don't have it. Why's your name on it? Because it's mine. But why can't? Because I said no. I don't owe you ties. I don't owe you no part of my check. Am I saying that right? Yeah. Also, like I think I was saying this, don't nobody owe you nothing. And you don't owe nobody nothing. Don't nobody owe you anything, and you don't owe anybody anything. Unless you literally do. But yeah. Choose for yourself. Choose to put yourself first. Choose your pockets. Choose your wallet. Choose your phone bill. Choose you. Choose the car that you want to go to the store in. Choose what it is you want out of life, because then the only person you can be mad at is yourself. I can't be mad at you for what didn't work in my life if it was my choice. But I can feel some like choose for yourself, think for yourselves. I think that's it. This is episode 33. Yeah, thank y'all. It's been fun. And we 33 and I think. Yeah. So y'all have a good day. Y'all have a good week. And I'll catch y'all on the next one.